Good evening, everybody. Welcome to my Sunday Facebook Live. I will just wait for a couple of people to pop on and I will grab the comments. How is everyone going? Alison, hello. Good evening. So, I have got a really cool technique to share with you tonight. I haven't made the card, so we'll make that together, but I have got a very cool technique. So, Chris from North Carolina. Hey, Sandy. Good evening, everyone. Right, I can see comments. What have you been up to this weekend? Have you been busy? I have had a fairly chilled weekend. Friday, and then just trying to get ahead with various bits and pieces. So I have been in my craft room, head down, which is quite a nice way. So, right, hello, I can see a few people joining. So now I've got a fair few people on. I will explain. So I saw, I may have seen this technique before, but I certainly have never really had a go with it. It was a technique that Bruno Bertucci shared on his YouTube channel, and it's called Joseph's Technicolor Coat or Joseph's Coat. It's a really cool technique. I'm not sure if you've done it, but I probably saw it ages ago with people doing different techniques at times, but these things come and then they go and things like that. And when Bruno showed, I was like, wow, that is so cool. So I'm going to case the idea from him, but put my own twist on it. So I have got out some patterned papers and my clear embossing folder. So we're going to have a play with this technique, which I say, hopefully you'll go, wow, that's pretty cool as well. You may not, I don't know. So we'll see. But yeah, I thought that would be quite fun. So let me just turn you around. Just trying to balance my light at the same time. Sorry. That's okay, Jenny. Right, so hopefully you can see my grid paper. And then I've got that up. So, right, I thought we'd make a couple of, I don't know, whether we'll make whole cards or not, I'm not sure. But, can you tell? I'm like, I couldn't wait to share this. I was like, so cool. Right, let's do, which one should we do first? Right, we're going to do snowflakes first. So, I have got a piece of the snowflake designer paper from this pack. So isn't that beautiful? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I am going to stamp on that the words from this Peace and Joy stamp set, and I've gone with the bright because it's quite it's the biggest of the three. So I'm just going to stamp that in Versamark and then we'll heat emboss. So I'm going to pop that in the middle. Get that on there. And I'm using clear. So I normally have my white on hand, but you definitely need to use clear because you need to be able to see through this once you see where we're going with this. So we've got that on. Helen says, made a cup of tea. Snap, Helen. Just made a cup of tea myself. Although I probably put that on the camera and people are thinking, that's not tea, that's like warm milk. I know. It doesn't have much colour to it. I like my coffee very, very strong and my tea pretty weak. Okay. So you'll see this going glossy. Hi, Judy. Judy's on. So we've got... Okay, so we've got our word in the middle. Can we see that? So we've got the word bright. I'm going to stamp some snowflakes as well. So I'm going to go with this one, which is quite full. So I'll just do a bit more. And oh, that's okay, Louise. I'm just heat embossing at the moment onto some patterned paper. So I'm going to stamp in clear. You will see the magic happen. Honestly, I was just like, wow. So get some around the edge. I can always, once I've done the initial, I mean, like, it's probably, you know, it's not the easiest thing to see. I'm going to put powder on that and see where I've got to, because I'll be able to see that a little bit better. Still pretty tricky with the clear, but right, I'll heat that and then we'll see where we go. I'm just randomly heating the edge because I can't even see it myself. Oh yeah, I do have one up there, look. Hopefully. You can see those going clear. Right, I'm pretty sure I don't have any on that top edge. No, if I did, I don't anymore because I've just rubbed my hand across it. But let's stamp a couple more bits up there. So we'll have one there and just a bit on the edge. So I think we're then nearly done. Oh, Pam, definitely clear. This technique has to be clear. So that's the secret. That's the magic to it. So you'll see why in a minute. So white can be pretty tricky, but clear is even harder to see sometimes. But you will see. Okay, so we've got our word bright and we've got some snowflakes around the edge. I'm promising you they're there. If you can't see that on the screen, I promise they're there. And then we're going to take our sponge brayer and we're going to add a dark colour. So in this case, I'm going to add navy. So when I first saw this, it was Bruno Bertucci's video that I saw. So totally inspired by him, and he had inked the background, but I'm using designer paper because it was like it's done for me then. So I'm going to take the navy and then we're going to layer over the top. So here goes. Are you ready? So we're going to start. Look at that. And the magic is that you see the patterned paper through the images that you've stamped. How cool. He says, wow. It is, isn't it? That is so cool. So the trick is really to then make sure that the background is then kind of covered. I'm just going to grab a little scrap that I can hold onto the edge. I'm going to do a couple of these. I've got my designer paper out, so you can, if you've missed the first one and you're thinking, how on earth has she done that? I'm going to do another one. Because I've also grabbed out the Blossom in Bloom. And you'll see I'm going fairly quick with the brayer, but that's like, you know, Louisa, what am I doing? It's not going to work. I hadn't made a full card, Louise, but I had tested this actually. I had checked before I came on. So, exactly, you can still see the designer paper underneath. I'll show you close up. Now I have added the navy on, and I've also got a bit of tissue, and I can wipe the clear just to get the ink off that clear. Oh, caught the edge, whoops. But can you see the paper? So you can see the snowflakes through. So cool. So cool. You can really see that. So I was then going to stamp something to go with that bright. So Merry and Bright, I think will be fine. So it is. I definitely can't take the credit for the idea. However, I'm having a lovely time making it. So that is Merry. I'm a fan of the sponge brayers anyway. So another technique with those sponge brayers, and I'm happy. Let's do this in navy. And just snip those out. Morning, Donna. And hello to everyone joining. And thank you to everyone who's also watching on the replay, whether that be on my Facebook page or YouTube. I've got a blog post going out tomorrow and there's a video attached. So there is a new video going up on my YouTube channel tomorrow that isn't won't have been seen, and it's not a Facebook live replay. It will be a new video, so that will be there. Bye. All scheduled to go 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Let's put these on some dimensionals. That's the most important thing, Donna. Donna says, I have my coffee. I'm on tea now. I love my coffee. I'm a huge coffee fan. But I get to a certain point in the afternoon and then I'm kind of on squash or water or what have you. And then I might have a coffee in the evening, like occasionally. But I tend to end up having kind of a cup of tea. Oh my goodness, 6:15. You are up early. Right, Merry and Bright. And I think we're almost done with this one. I'm gonna, put a few sparkles. What about some of these gems? These are the adhesive blue gems. Oh, pretty. Pretty. That really picks out the navy, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, Louise says, what's your favourite stamp from the Christmas catalogue? That's like picking your favourite. I can't possibly pick. I can't possibly pick. I have really, really enjoyed using the snowflakes. But as soon as I start something else, like the poinsettias, or that'll then be my favourite. I'm hopeless at trying to pick. Right, let's do a Night of Navy base. Oh my goodness, Donna says it's not even 6 o'clock yet. It is early for you guys. Right, let's do, so I'm just doing half a sheet of Night of Navy, cut it at 10.5 and then scored at 14.8. And I think I'm just going to keep it really simple and put it on like that. I was wondering whether a slight white matte might be nice. I think if I were to cut just a little slither off every edge. You are quite correct on it. There are just too many beautiful things. I think, how can Stampin' Up possibly bring out anything more that is as gorgeous? And then they seem to just outdo themselves. So that is a very small slither of white. And might just take a tiny bit off that as well. Tiny. No, I haven't even cut. I was cutting it so tiny. Got clear powder on my hand, I can feel. So I'm going to have a pop of white. And then we're going to do a different colour. Oh, Tina, Mia's, I think, how many snowflakes do I need? All of them is the answer. How many snowflakes do I need? All of them. It's just like, oh, they're so pretty. It's just something about that sort of icicles and frosty. Yeah, really pretty. Right, a very small border. Just going. Yes, it's very much by eye. So when you cut mats, do you cut off all sides? If you cut off all sides, you'll just get a bigger border. So I just do a little bit off the short and a little bit off the long, and then Depends on the pattern on your paper as well. Right, so I've normally cut the layers before I put them together, but sometimes you need to trim them down, don't you? So let's put that on. Could we call that a simple card? I'm not sure we could. Would we call that simple stamping? It's only like one layer and a bit. Do you think I'd get away with that? Right, let's do, I thought it'd be fun to do some of the really bright colours from the, this one. What's it called? Artistry Blooms. This one. Liz says no. I'll try again. Look at this. So we've got some plainer patterns here, and then you've got these more sort of striking patterns. I'm going for this one, I think. That was my sort of pick. I think. Otherwise, what other ones have we got? We've got just kind of swooshes, blues. Yeah, I think so. I'm going to go with this one because it is got lots of colour on it. And so we will do I'm going to go for just a normal card front as well. So if I do, Sandy says wishful thinking on the simple stamping. I know, I tried, right? Okay, so this one, and we'll go Blossoms in Bloom. And this, I was going to do Big Block. And don't even need to get this. So let's Versamark. So we now know what we're going to do. We're going to Versamark, clear emboss, and then colour. But let's see what this looks like with a different paper coming through. So I'm going to kind of come across. I might need to stand up just to make sure these big blocks are massive, aren't they? There. Magic, look at that stamping. Wow. Can see nothing. You must be looking through the camera thinking, oh, so disappointing. Right, let's do a little middle and do, oh my goodness, now I've got to try and find the middles of these flowers. I'm going to heat emboss first. Heat emboss, and then we'll do the middles. So this is clear. So if you missed the first one, this is a second version. So we're stamping on pattern paper with the clear powder. Okay, so I can kind of see slightly better where the flowers are. So I'm going to put some middles in. To be honest, I am kind of guessing. Oh no, that's pretty good. It's kind of gone where I want it. Okay, so what colour shall we go for? We need a fairly dark colour, and it's going to have to be kind of, I think, magenta or melon mambo. Should we go melon mambo? Liz says I can't see anything. I know. You just still see the paper. Wait for it, wait for it. I promise I've stamped in clear. So let's have a little test on this piece. Ooh, Alison says rich raspberry. I think that might be a good shout actually. Because it would be dark or blackberry bliss. I think raspberry could be a very, very good shout. So otherwise we're going to struggle to... Yeah, we'll go raspberry, and if we need to, we can go blackberry bliss over the top. So let's add... Can we see the flowers coming through? It needs to be really dark, and this paper is really vibrant, so we definitely need to... I might even like smudge the ink pad over it. Gonna it's having the patience to keep layering. Vicky says I'm so confused. The flowers are coming through like magic. I'm gonna get the blackberry bliss. I still want it to have like a nice colour on the... That's better. Like magic. I quite like the fact you can still see a little bit of pattern through that background as well actually, but we'll see how the layering goes. Do you know what I thought would be really fun as well, and I don't know how we're doing for time, but yeah, so if you've got... Pam says, do you need to wipe the bit off the embossed spot? So obviously that's shiny and the ink is resisting from it. If I put my hand on that, there will be ink on there. So it will dry, but I would say to give you a nicer look, I would wipe the ink off the embossed part. And it will just kind of buff it up a little bit and make it look even more vibrant. But can you see as we start to add... Sorry, this is a bit like boring, isn't it? The layering of the colour. It's a bit like... If only you could fast forward this bit. I missed that centre of that flower. I didn't do that one very well, but that's okay. Oh, rock the edge. That's ombre might be nice too. Yeah. Okay. I think we've maybe got enough colour on there to sort of hide it. Now, this chamois is slightly damp, so I don't want to really smudge the ink on the background, but can you see I've taken a bit of that ink off? This is not boring, wonderful to see it evolve. Oh, that's good. So we've taken that to that. And I think it is just having the patience to kind of keep layering that ink on there actually, because that's what makes it really pop, is the darker background. And these sponge brayers are intended for gradually adding ink, so it's a bit of a workout to do the layering of the ink, but worth it, I think. So there we go. So that's that one. Let's see if we can take, so we'll just give that a rub just where that glossy is. Do you like that? Looks really, I mean, you know, it just makes the paper look, well, you wouldn't recognise it, would you? Let's do something with that. It does, doesn't it? Japanese cherry blossom. It kind of does. It looks all with the that is a very, very inky matte. I'm just going to grab another grid sheet because that purple is such a strong colour. The Blackberry Bliss is let's just slide one in. Fresh, as if it, much better, much better. Oh, Helen says, in my opinion, it makes the DSP look so much better. Very different, huh? Right, let's put something on that. Let's make it pop on the Blackberry Bliss, actually. I think let's pop a layer. I think it still needs a white layer in between, if I'm honest. They're dirty for me. That's like dirty hands for me. Look, I've got ink on my fingertips. I have got ink. Let's do, oh, I don't know. Don't know. Oh, it's a troubling time, isn't it? Tia's worried about family. Hopefully everyone stays safe. Right, let's take a little touch off that edge and a little touch off bottom edge. Oh, and do you know, that's a very good idea. Someone, Helen has suggested yellow. Let me see if maybe Bumblebee or something like that would work. have a look. Oh, I'm not sure. What do we think? Maybe that pops different, isn't it? What about the pink on the what about some of that? Maybe take some of the designer paper into the background. Even some of the same as what we've done on the card. Oh, I'm missing. I'm looking at things. What did Linda say? Orange. Linda's thinking orange. Yeah. Let me try that. I might do a couple of layers. So tricky with all those colours on there, isn't it? Mango. Some good suggestions. Right. I want to pick out that really, don't we? Let me pick out mango as well. Wow. That is tough. Tough choices. We could always go metallic. How about that? I think maybe that. Let me go. Right, I now need to kind of take some of these layers down a step. So let's do, take that down. By a little bit. By a little bit more. That's kind of nice, isn't it? With like the really skinny, and then we could layer that in. Yes, I think we're kind of on the same page, aren't we? Debbie, they did. I don't know currently if it's available as a supply item to demos. Debbie's asking about the mini trimmer. I'll have a look for you afterwards and I'll ping you a message. Right, so that is on, and do I need even more? That's going to be tricky to line up, isn't it? But get in there. There. What about that? Skinny borders. I think that's working. And then if we put that on, I know it's like kind of predictable, isn't it? But we'll put it on a white base. If it stays white with the state of my hands. Oh goodness. Let me wipe my hands. Good job I've got dark jeans on today, isn't it? Right, let me put a score line on that, and then that can all go onto there. So I just need to put this on with glue, so that we've got some wriggle room, wrong glue. Wriggle room if needed. So one layer on. Do you think you'll give this a go? If you have clear embossing powder and some papers? Who's going to give this a try? It is really fun. And even if you don't make a card, you could still play around with some different, you know, different options. Got a few thumbs up. Oh. Okay. Debbie says, yes, I love this. Oh, that's good to hear. So the DSP works really well, actually. The solid colour was just too much. It wasn't quite working. I think sometimes you just got to play around with the layers until... Linda says, I need some PPE if I try that. Look at the state of my hands. It is like, you know, you're probably thinking that's like nothing. I would look, yeah. Oh, look, I've got ink on the back of the card. There you go. It's bound to have happened. Right, we need a sentiment on the front. So, what shall we do? What shall we do? Sending you. I'm going to do a bit of a mishmash of sentiments, I think. So, sending you. And we can put, we'll do Blackberry Bliss, do we think? I think. Okay. And I know in one of my sets I've got this one. I'm pulling them all off my shelf tonight, sorry. This love. Jacqueline says, I'm curious to find out how you did that. Oh. I watched a video by from Bruno Bertucci and I was like, wow, what a cool technique. So I gave it a go. But essentially, you need coloured background. So you could either sponge dauber kind of the background to get like lots of pattern. Then you clear emboss your image, heat it, and then sprayer over the top to give you the dark background. So that is essentially how it is done, which is a pretty cool technique. So it's called, I don't know if it's Joseph's Technicolor Coat or Joseph's Coat Technique. One I had never tried before, and I certainly, if I had seen it, I'd erased it from my memory. So sending you. I love these letters that have the dark background and then the white pops. I would really like. I wish the Label Me Lovely had stayed. Label Me Bold. Well, it was lovely as well, wasn't it? Right. And the love. So this is from Festive Post. Joseph's Coat. That's it. I'm gonna fussy cut this out. And we can maybe see if we can stamp up a little flower to go on the front. And that is quite a big loop on the love, I may well cut into the middle of that, just because I want to be able to see through into the card. Liz says we've a fussy cutting this evening and now just the twine. We need, so that love, definitely need to cut those out, don't we? So if I just use the pokey tool. Someone gave a very good tip, which was to punch, like hole punch the middle of that to get you started if you need to cut in the middle of something. But essentially similar to use. I'm proper concentrating, I can't speak. So we need to cut that bit out as well, maybe. I will use it. I've got a punch here. Can I get a hole? Look, it's completely, like, I know this is really fiddly. There. It'd be worth it. Hole punch. And then you're not screwing the paper up, are you? So she started and also cut some of it out for you, which is even better. You could, of course, use like a knife onto a cutting mat, but there we go. Ta-da! So that one is done. I am gonna cut into that E a little bit. There. Better. Sending you love. Could, of course, have punched it up. I like the idea of being able to see through to the paper. So sending you love, and then do we want, no, I don't think, I was going to maybe put like a little flower accent or something like that on there, but I don't think I will. I think I'll just pop that up with some minis. Can't take credit for the punch idea either. It was definitely somebody else had suggested that the other week. Please shout out if it was you. But it was such a great tip. Isn't that how we all learn? Right, let's put moth has decided to join me in here. Something. Little slither of dimensional. Ah, yes, I could have. I'm going to just pop that right in the middle and make that the feature. And then I'm going to, because the U doesn't have the white on the edges, I'm going to trim that on the edges. A little bit fiddly. Right. Carla says, someone else told me, I was like, that's genius. Exactly. It's how we all learn, isn't it? I think it's just always nice when you see something though, then to give credit to somebody where you found it, and then so it goes on, doesn't it? And that's nice. Right, sending you love. Sending do I want that straight? Yes. Sending you love. And we want some, a little bit of white there is annoying me. We want some sparkle, don't we? What sparkle do we want? We want, what have we got? What have we got? We've got, those ones. They've got like, there's pinky ones in that are more like they're seashells, so that's not quite what I'm looking for. And got woven, oh I know, look what I found, the ones that go with the designer series paper. I had hooped out a hoop, how cool is that? A little flying thing in here. Could step it up a bit, couldn't you? You could have that and have a little flower on there as well. What do we think? Don't know. I definitely want some gems. So these are the sequins that go with the artistry blooms, I believe. And we can put a few of those on. Want some, maybe a couple of these as well. Nice. Here we go. I think I might do a little stepped up one another day with the gold hoops. I am a huge fan of those gold hoops, but maybe not for tonight. So they are my inky project inspired. By that fabulous technique. So there you go. So if you missed the beginning, this was the one I made to start with, and that was using this beautiful designer series paper, and you can see the snowflakes popping through. And this one is the artistry blooms paper, and then the background is blackberry bliss. So really different, and just a fun way to use your sponge brayers and your clear embossing powder. So there you go. They are, oh, that's best place for it, at the park with the kids. Perfect. Jacqueline says she'll watch the replay. So there you go. What's news? So I will, oh, thank you, Alison. I have my all-day event for Christmas projects still open. It closes on the 28th of September. That's a Monday. If you would like to join us for a class for a whole day of crafting, if you're in the right time zone, they will also be repeated live the following weekend at an evening time, so that if you are US, Australian, that way, then you'll be able to join at a sort of a more reasonable hour, but they still will be live classes. It's focused on the poinsettia stamp set, the poinsettia petals, and we will also be using the Wrapped in Christmas. So they are the 2 stamp sets that are kind of the focus. There will be a kit with lots of goodies in, etc. So all the details are up on my blog, but if you're thinking, oh, I'd quite like to do that, it closes on the 28th of September, so be sure to book before it closes. I will share those on my blog in the week, and I will take some photographs when it's daylight because it's pitch black here now. Have a good week, everybody. Stay safe, stay well, and I will see you next weekend for another Facebook Live. See you all then. Bye.